Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be giving you my picks for Week 15 of the 2014-15 NFL season. Now, in the first game, I'm going to take the St. Louis Rams at home over the Arizona Cardinals. Now, St. Louis has throttled the opposition 76-0 in the last two games, has allowed 34 points combined over the last four. And I understand the last two games weren't exactly against stellar teams. However, I love the way this defense is playing. Jeff Fisher seems to, whatever he's doing, he's indoctrinating in this team. It is definitely working. Arizona, on the road, Drew Stanton at quarterback. The team obviously is not the same without Carson Palmer, and I believe Arizona will lose this game. I'm going to take St. Louis at home to continue their streak right now. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road over the Atlanta Falcons. Now, this is one of those mercurial, fickle teams with the Steelers. Which team will show? Pittsburgh's only 1-2 versus the NFC South this season. However, I believe this is a team that can win the division. They went into a very tough place to play at Cincinnati and really came on strong late, won the game. Atlanta is 3-2 in their last five, but they're 1-3 in their last four home games. So I kind of look at this team as a team that's similar to the Steelers on this unpredictable level. I know they're going for the division title. So are the Steelers. I think Steelers have a little bit more on their team right now as far as from a personnel standpoint, and I'm going to take the Steelers on the road. However, Atlanta is number one in punt return average, so if they could establish good field position, they may win this game, but I'm still going to take the Steelers in a tight one. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the New York Giants at home over the Washington Redskins. Giants stopped a very big losing streak last week. Their last three games, they've averaged 29 points per game. They can put points up on the board. Washington is just starting to dissipate really into thin air. They've lost 5 in a row. They couldn't score a point versus St. Louis. This is a team that just really is on the decline. I think they're having could be having some in-house problems considering the status of RG3, what's going to be happening to him the rest of the season. Is he going to be playing? What is he going to play even next season? What's really going on with this team and with him? And I think they just got too many diversions right now, and I like the Giants to win at home. Next game, I'm going to take the New England Patriots at home over the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Patriots are going to be seeking retribution versus the Dolphins. They lost in Week 1 to them, as most of you know. Last 5 games against elite quarterbacks, the New England Patriots are 4-1 and have either, I forget if it's exact or approximately, but it's 17 points per game allowed, either exactly or roughly. But they've obviously played very well in recent weeks, and the only recent loss they had was that one at Green Bay, which I felt could have gone either way. So at home, I like New England. Miami 7-6 right now, has dropped 2 out of 3. They're starting to falter. They've lost 3 of 5, and the one win in those last 3 games was against the hapless New York Jets. So I like New England's prospects in this one, and I am picking them to win this one at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to prevail over the Oakland Raiders. Chiefs are at home. They're second in opposition passing yards allowed, but the 31st versus the run. So if Oakland can get any kind of running game going, they may be able to make this game competitive. However, this game has Kansas City winning written all over it. If Oakland is one of the worst offensive teams in the league, and I really don't see them as having much of a chance in this one. I like the Chiefs to win at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts to win at home over the Houston Texans. Now, Indianapolis has really been invincible versus Houston at home. 12-0 all-time at home versus Houston. I love that number. Houston does have Mr. Versatility in J.J. Watt. Definitely a viable MVP candidate. However, it's a divisional game. Houston may make this close, but I like the Colts. I love their offense, and Andrew Luck has played exceptional this season. And a lot of people say, well, he's benefited from a passing league. Well, that's still not Andrew Luck's problem, and Andrew Luck has made the most of this new offensive, the passing league, so he's capitalized on it big time, and he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league right now, I believe. So I'm taking the Colts at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens at home to beat Jacksonville. Now, Baltimore, their ravenous defense may not be back. However, they have won 3 of 4. Their run defense is number 4 right now. I think they're primed to make a run for the division title. Jacksonville is 0-6 on the road this season, 24th in rushing yards per game allowed. I think Baltimore's chances and prospects are pretty good in this game. I'm going to take the Ravens at home. Now, the next game, I'm going to take Green Bay to win on the road over the Buffalo Bills. Green Bay is 3-0 versus the AFC East this season. They've won 8 of 9. They've won 4 consecutive. The offense has been relentless and on a rampage. Aaron Rodgers is playing like at an MVP caliber type way right now. And however, it may not be as easy of a win as a lot of people may anticipate. Buffalo is one of the better defensive teams in the league. They're number 4 in scoring defense. They played Denver very competitively last week. They were very competitive in that game. They're number 5 in total defense. They're one of the better, I believe, interception teams in this league. They are number 1 in sacks, and they are at home. And this game will be a little tougher than a lot of people think. I think Green Bay wins it. I'm going to take the Packers to win, but don't be completely bewildered or shocked if Buffalo pulls this one out. And Green Bay is just a little bit better right now, and I think they'll win this game. But this game it may even come down to the final possession. I think it may be very tight actually, but I am taking the Green Bay Packers to prevail on the road. Next game, I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers at home to win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Many of you may already know that Cam Newton has been involved in a auto accident. I ask all of you believers out there to pray for him and that he makes a very speedy recovery and he's healthy and he's able to continue to play the rest of the season. His status right now is considered he's in fair condition, and also based on reports I've seen on TV and the internet, that there's nothing very serious, apparently doesn't have any serious injuries, so he should, though I don't think he got out of this completely unscathed, he should be, I would anticipate more likely than not well enough to play in this upcoming game. So, now, I'm going to pick them, even if Cam Newton doesn't play, I still like them in this game. You have 2 fairly bad teams going at it. Tampa Bay is number 1 in tackles in the league. Maybe they can hold their head up on that. Levante David, 3rd in tackles with 121. They may be doing a lot of tackling in this game. This will be another tightly competitive game, tightly contested game, but I like Carolina being at home to win this one. Next game, I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns at home to win over the Cincinnati Bengals. This AFC North is really perplexing, to say the least. I don't know who's going to show up one week to the next. Cleveland is at home. They have dropped 3 of 4. Johnny Manziel, or Johnny Football, will start this week. The Cleveland Browns have their defense maybe somewhat unheralded. They're number 1 in INTs in the league with 19. Now, can Johnny Manziel give this team a spark? He very well may be able to do this. It's going to be difficult for defensive coordinators the last 3 games to formulate schemes against him because they just haven't seen much of him in the NFL on tape. Now, Cincinnati is an enigmatic team leading the division, but a minus 8-point differential. I thought that was astounding, to say the least. I want to take the Browns reluctantly to win this game. Cincinnati, seems like if they have a bad game, they come back and they play very well the next week. This will be another tight game, but I like the Browns to win at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans to win at home over the New York Jets, and a lot of people are picking the Jets. Tennessee is likely, I believe they are starting, not likely, they are starting Jake Locker at quarterback this week. Maybe, speaking of sparks, maybe he'll give them a spark. They're just due to win. They're number 32 or dead last in forced fumbles. They're going to have to get, even if it's not a forced fumble, they're going to have to at least get one or two, I would say maybe 2 turnovers to win this game. The Jets, as usual, find manifold ways to lose. They're very versatile in that department. I'm a New York Jets fan, but I hate to say I believe they will lose this week. This game could be a coin flip, but Tennessee at home, I think they're just due to win, and Jake Locker may be the difference in this game, and I'm going to take the Titans to win at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Denver Broncos to win on the road over the San Diego Chargers. Now, after not throwing a TD pass last week, there's some cynics out there thinking, oh, Manning's skills are deteriorating and this and that. Well, I mean, the guy is 38 years old. His skills may be declining a little bit, but there's not a time to panic right now in Denver if you're a Denver Broncos fan. San Diego is at home. It's a divisional game. However, they are 1-6 in the last 7 versus Denver. Quarterback Philip Rivers will probably put up some good numbers, throw a few TD passes maybe, but I like Denver to win this one on the road. They're still the better team than the Chargers, and I believe they will emerge victorious in this game. Next game, I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to win at home over the Minnesota Vikings. Detroit, right now, number 2 total defense, number 1 in scoring defense, and I think Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson are great. I think they'll have good games. Minnesota has surprisingly played well the last 6 weeks. They've been good. They've 4-2 in the last 6. Their 2 losses were by a combined 11 points. This could be a team, at least maybe for next season, may have something to build on and may be at least a competitive team next season. But in this game, Detroit being at home, too much offense for Minnesota to combat or counter. I like the Lions to win at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks to win over the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Seattle has won 6 of 7. They have allowed in the last 3 games a total of 20 points. The defense has played phenomenal. They look like they're back in that Super Bowl form right now. They are I think right now, this season, one of the premier teams, and I was a little skeptical about them, say 3 or 4 weeks ago, but right now, I mean, this team has just been relentless. And San Francisco is obviously, they're a team in turmoil. They lost 19-3 at home the last time they played Seattle. I don't really see their chances being much better of defeating Seattle on the road. It seems like San Francisco might have bigger issues than just the coaching situation. I think there may be something else that may be going on there that we just don't really know about. Colin Kaepernick has not looked at himself. I don't know what's going on with him. There might be some issues he's having to contend with that is greater than the coaching situation at San Francisco. I like Seattle to win at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to win at home over the Dallas Cowboys. Philadelphia is 6-1 at home this season, 8th in passing yards and 7th in rushing. The offense is very good. Philadelphia ran into a little obstruction or a buzzsaw last week with Seattle. I don't think it's going to happen this week. Dallas hasn't beaten a team with a winning record since week 6. So even though Dallas is 9-4, they look very good as far as their record goes, and it's a good team, but I want to still see them beat an upper echelon team, and they have to go on the road to do this. I like Philadelphia at home. Last but not least, I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints to defeat the Chicago Bears. New Orleans is on the road. I know there's people that are skeptical of them out there now. They lost by, I think, 31 last week to Carolina at home. But the Saints are one of those mercurial, unpredictable teams, and they are going for a division title. Chicago is pretty much out of it right now. I don't know if they're mathematically eliminated, but at least for all intents and purposes, they are from playoff contention. The Chicago Bears are 30th in offensive passing yards allowed, which could really be ominous for them as far as Drew Brees, and I think Drew Brees could very well throw for 300 plus yards in this game and get the victory. I like the Saints to prevail on the road. Now let me just give a quick rundown on my computer screen of the games I'm picking this week, so just hold on momentarily, people. Okay, the 2014-15 NFL predictions, Week 15. St. Louis over Arizona, Pittsburgh over Atlanta, Giants over Washington, New England over Miami, Kansas City over Oakland, Indy over Houston, Baltimore over Jacksonville, Green Bay over Buffalo, Carolina over Tampa Bay, Cleveland over Cincinnati, Tennessee over Jets, Denver over San Diego, Detroit over Minnesota, Seattle over San Francisco, Philadelphia over Dallas, and New Orleans over Chicago. Well, people, this is Edwin Learnard, and until next time when I give my picks for Week 16 of the 2014-15 NFL season, stay well.